Hey, media, we'll just give everyone a minute to load into the Zoom before we get started. We're here with Linus Ullmark. If you want to get in the queue to ask Linus a question, please hit the raise hand button at the bottom of your screen. We'll give first question to Steve Conroy. Go ahead, Steve.
Hey, Linus, congratulations.
Thank you very much, Steve.
There's obviously a lot of moving parts with the Bruins goaltending situation with Tuukka's injury and a young kid coming up. Did that give you pause at all? Obviously, you signed the deal, but what was your thought process on this whole thing?
You know what? Ever since we kind of started the whole process, it felt right. We had our conversations going into all the way through the summer with Buffalo. It didn't work out in the end, and when Boston came knocking on my door, I should say, we're calling on our phone, and they told us about the situation, that they were happy to sign me, and we started that whole process. The longer the day went by, it just felt better and better, so very excited about what's to come.
Thank you.
Matt Porter, go ahead.
Hey, Linus, congrats on the deal and welcome. I want to ask you, about your time in Buffalo. How do you look back at, your development, your run there, and how do you feel now? I know you ended the season injured.
Well, Matt, so I've been there, I got drafted 2012. So I've been there in the organization for 9 years. So obviously it's a big part of my career. They were the ones, drafted me and kind of groomed me into the player I am today and the person I am today. So I have a lot of gratitude towards to the organization and the way they've handled things and how they helped me, supported me, especially last season with everything that went through my life. I got a lot of friendships. I have a lot of bonds that I'll have for life, and I have a lot of gratitude towards everybody. And Sabres fans, love you guys from the bottom of my heart. You've always been great to me. That's what I want to say about that. And right now, I'm looking forward to create some new bonds with the new fans, new players, new teammates, and personnel.
Joe McDonald.
Linus, congrats. Welcome to Boston. Just wondering, have you had a chance to talk to Tuukka or any other of the Bruins, your Bruins teammates during this process?
I have not. I surely hope that I will. I have some messages from a couple of teammates that I used to play with. Laser was one of them, so I haven't had the opportunity to text him back as of yet, but I will get right on it after we're done here.
You mentioned the fans in Buffalo just during your time there, and what have you thought about the fans in Boston when you've played here?
I always like playing in Boston for some reason. There's always been great tight games between us and them, and always like the city as well. Whenever we came here visiting, it's a very beautiful city. I love TD Garden, everything, and there's a lot of passionate people surrounding the Boston sport. You got the three big ones in MLB, NFL, and NHL. So for me, I do like it, I would say, and I do like it as well that there's high expectations for the teams. That there's not about it's not about making the playoffs or anything. It's about winning the Stanley Cup. That's the first and foremost goal that everybody has, even from the fans to the players to the management.
Thanks.
We'll go next to Kevin Dupont.
Linus, too, if I could, when you woke up this morning, did you have a sense in your mind that you could end up in Boston by the evening? Just how did you sort of size up the market, where you were going, what you were hoping?
Well, to be completely honest with you, I had no such thing in my mind. I have two young kids at home that has to be taken care of, and they have my full attention during the day, and then as soon the later on in the day and the closer we got to the training deadline, that's kind of when my thoughts started to kind of process everything that was actually going on, and it's for me, like I said in the first question, it just felt right. Felt right for me, felt right for my family, and also for my career.
And secondly, I wouldn't expect you to know every 18-year-old goaltender in Sweden, but the Bruins did pick Philip, if I'm saying correctly, Svedback in the draft on the weekend. And any sense of, do you know him? Any sense of his game? Any of that?
Sadly, no. I haven't seen him play. I have not met him. I haven't talked to him or anything like that. As you said, an 18-year-old kids now, there's a 10-year-old difference now. I'm starting to grow old over here, even though I'm not one of the older ones in the team. But I'm certain that, a lot of Swedish goaltenders are pretty much alike. There's not a whole lot that separates them between each other. So, but if I would guess, he would probably be a very technical sound goaltender that has a good rebound controls, and there's obviously a bright future for him going forward, and hopefully he takes care of this opportunity that the Boston has given him.
Great, thank you. Best of luck.
Thank you.
We'll go next to Jimmy Murphy.
Hey, how you doing, Lance? Congratulations on coming here. Just wondering, you watched from afar what Taylor did when he got here. How excited were you for him to see him kind of find his game again and really get excited about playing a hockey again here in Boston?
Well, obviously it was a blast to see that our guys that went from Buffalo to Boston were thriving and playing really well, and it really seemed like they fit right in right from the start, and that's also felt a very fun thing for me as well, thinking about it now when I have the opportunity to sign there as well, that if those guys came in and were very well taken care of, why shouldn't it be the same for me? And I've heard a lot of good things from other players that played in Boston as well, talking about the franchise and the mindset and how people are well taken care of, and how everybody care for one another. So when we lost them from Buffalo, we wished them all the best, and look where we are now.
And I guess just to further on that note, now that you brought up just, how easy it is to transition into that dressing room, you've played against Patrice Bergeron, but I mean, how much are you looking forward to being in that dressing room with a leader like Bergeron?
It's gonna be great. Bergeron is certainly one of the best captains out there, and I have huge respect for him. I have a huge respect for a lot of the guys on this team. It's not just him, Pasternak and Marchand. It's a lot of guys behind that as well that I have my utmost respect for, and looking forward to get to know them on a more personal level going forward.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Give our final question to Chris Ryan. Go ahead, Chris.
Hey, Linus, congrats. Welcome to Boston. What are your expectations for what this team can be this year? You mentioned the Stanley Cup earlier, but you look at yourself and a lot of the depth that's been added. Do you feel like this Bruins team that was good is much better? And B, how do you see yourself fitting into this group?
Well, it's a very tough question because, for me myself, I probably have the highest expectations. I don't really think that anyone from the outside can match that. I always strive to be the best, even though it might not be as a goaltender, it might be as a person as well. But definitely you would be a fool not to think of the Stanley Cup as your main goal and the things that we want to achieve. And for me, myself, I'm really looking forward to get to know everybody for the first and foremost, and then you kind of build upon that trust factor and you know, it's tough to say what my expectations are, because for me, it's just about being better than I was last season and try to top that and just keep on playing hockey and enjoy it.
Thanks.
Thank you, Linus. Thank you, media, for joining us. We'll be back on this same link with Nick Foligno in just a couple of minutes. So we'll see you guys then. Thanks again, Linus.
Thanks, Linus.
Thank you.